Catherine, the Princess of Wales, finally turning into something of a royal rebel. As ever, let me explain. Hi, good morning. Nice to see you. Hope you're well today. Catherine, for me is sort of the ideal princess. Always looks on, peck, looks incredibly beautiful in the dress, and is very, very good with people. When you see her in action, obviously I know that she's had some level of media training, but you can see a natural sort of empathy meeting people. She knows how to interact, and I truly think this is all down to the fact that, she's not necessarily born on the right tracks, as people say. I think that's what makes her connectable. She's had something of a normal life, all thanks to her mother and father, Michael and Carol. But seemingly, of course, even Catherine now wants to break out of certain points of royal tradition. And not necessarily this hasn't gone down particularly well, but is she truly defying a lot of the laws and rules and things set down by our late monarch, Queen Elizabeth II? Let me explain. It's interesting, isn't it, as I say, when you look at things, because you have to look at the previous reign of Queen Elizabeth and think, for such a long reign, she went through so many changes. And I thought she was incredibly adaptable, right up to the end. Let's not forget, there was this lady clearly in pain, still doing her duty, but also taking in Zoom calls and learning digital technology. My favorite ever video was when her daughter, the Princess Royal, Princess Anne, was basically trying to give her an online course, literally live on air, about, can you see people, Mum? Can you see four of us? You should see, it was just brilliant, as we all do with our own, isn't it? Trying to teach them exactly as people have taught us. But of course, Queen Elizabeth had these rules that, she herself had set aside all of those years ago. Many of them she dispensed with herself over the years, rather gradually. If you recall, of course, she always met people wearing gloves, but then decided on certain occasions not to wear them, so that people understood that there wasn't a barrier. But there was a reason behind that. And that simply wasn't, a vanity reason. It was so that she wasn't passing on germs to anyone. It was that, that is what royal protocol's about. And also, ladies of that era like to dress a certain way. But Catherine shocked a lot of people at the recent Easter service because, quite frankly, she became the lady in red. That's right, for the very first time was seen wearing coloured nail polish, vibrant red in fact. Now, as we know previously, all royal ladies have worn either colourless nail polish or what they call baby pink. So he just basically reflects and doesn't necessarily take away from the event in hand or indeed become the sole purpose. So why did Catherine decide to go down this particular route? Well, there's two versions of events, and as ever, I have to share with them both. One of them is the fact that in private she does wear coloured nail polish, and on this particular occasion didn't have enough time to remove it. I'm not personally buying that story myself, because there's always time in the royal calendar. I think the other side of the coin is simply this. Catherine knows by doing something rather dramatic, it takes away any negativity that may be out there regarding another story. Let's not forget how she changed the course of that particular narrative when she very adeptly played piano at the Carol concert at Westminster Abbey. Remember that? So I would suggest that this is just a gentle move away from some of the rules that Our late Majesty set down, and perhaps Catherine is now trying to put her own stamp on that. I don't know about you, I'm a little undecided. I don't like change too much within the monarchy. So what are your thoughts on this? Is this a good idea? Should Catherine be leading the way and making sort of those sort of decisions? Should it be the case that, she should stick to those laid down by our wonderful late Queen? Either way, what she's showing right now is that she's not frightened to take some of these things on board. We've seen her recently hugging, kissing, selfies, all of that sort of thing, and moving away from some of the most stiff protocols laid down by the late monarch. This one, though, of course, just proves that she's truly a lady in red and deciding which direction she wishes to go with in the future. But do you agree? Neil Sean in the very heart of London.